Well, you spoke about Dr. Umar Johnson.
Yeah.
I've interviewed him before.
Oh, yeah.
He said some words about me. I've responded. When he said that you can never be the greatest rapper if you're not African, do you agree or disagree?
Kind of to a certain degree. I agree, because you got to have and I would say you can't be you got to have, you got to have black ancestry, because it's the spirit, just the spirit of it. You got to have that, and you have that spirit as a black person. Now, Eminem, is he good? Great. Eminem, I love Eminem. Eminem is good. But a lot of people equate rapping fast with rapping good. He's a good rapper. I think, and I love Eminem, I think Royce is better. I think Royce is better than Eminem, lyrically, content-wise, but Eminem is more marketable because his rhymes are more humorous, and he's white. And I think that has a lot to do with him. And to be a true MC, you kind of have to come from the lineage.
I understand that argument. I mean, I feel like Eminem doesn't evoke emotions,
right,
like a Jay-Z does or a Nas does. Technically, I don't think it's just rapping fast. It's about the way that he puts his words together, which I think is brilliant. Dr. Dre said he's the greatest rapper of all time.
That's his artist.
Yeah, but he has lots of artists. He could have said Snoop. He could have said Ice Cube.
Eminem is his biggest selling artist.
He could have said Kendrick.
Right.
No, and Kendrick is his artist.
Yeah.
Kendrick is signed after. Well, he was signed to Aftermath. He could have said a lot. Like I said, he could have said Kendrick. And everyone would be like, oh, yes, we love you, Dre. But he said Eminem. And you're not going to say that Dre doesn't know what he's talking about, because Dre, most people in hip-hop would consider him the greatest producer of all time.
Yeah.
Would you?
I would. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you got someone who has more hip-hop musical knowledge than you and I combined times 100, saying that this guy, who happens to be his artist, is the best rapper of all time out of all the other stellar artists that he has.
If I had an artist who was my biggest artist and who basically saved my record label, because Eminem saved Aftermath. Remember, that first Aftermath
2001 was all Eminem, yeah.
Right. That first, and he had Aftermath records out before. There were some records that were even scrapped. The King T album was scrapped.
I mean, Aftermath
phenomenal
Presents,
album, by the way. Phenomenal album.
I love King T, man.
Yeah.
And Aftermath Presents was a flop.
Yes, it was.
I remember.
Yes, it was.
Been there, just done that was, for Dre standards, it was not what we were expecting.
Right.
You're right. Eminem
came along and took it to the roof. Took it to a whole different level, became his biggest selling artist. So yes, I'm going to say that motherfucker is the best.
Yeah, but I don't feel like Dre is really driven by money like that.
Probably
you see what
not
I'm saying?
now.
Like, Dre is essentially a billionaire, right? At this point. I don't feel he's gonna, if I say Kendrick, I'm going to lose all this future Eminem money. I don't think he really cares at this point. I thought it was an honest answer from someone that we all admire.
Yeah.
I mean, who is your top 3 white rappers of all time?
White rappers?
Yes.
Oh, man. Do I have a top?
You've never been asked this question before.
Nobody's never asked that. Now, Eminem, he would be number 1, because Eminem can rap, and I like Eminem.
Don't even put it in order. Just top 3 white rappers in any order.
White rapper, man. Who the hell is a good white rapper? How many white rappers are out there?
There's a lot.
What's the guy that
Do you want to throw out some names?
Throw some names out, because Jack Harlow.
There's Jack Harlow.
Yeah, I like him.
There's the Beastie Boys.
Throw some more
There's
names.
Yellow Wolf. There's Lil Dicky. There's Post Malone. You can kind of consider him a rapper, although he's more of a singer.
Who
There's
else?
Everlast from House of Pain. There's Paul Wall. There's Machine Gun Kelly. There's Mac Miller.
All of these guys are on the
Jack
same
Harlow,
level.
like you said.
I like Jack because his songs are kind of catchy. But as far as white rappers with like any type of hellified lyrical content, I can't really think of him.
I mean, Eminem kind of stands out.
He really stands out.
Eminem there's really not anyone close to him.
Right, and all those other guys are just basically on the same level. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say Mac Miller. I mean, he died early, of
Right,
course,
right.
but I felt that he had some really impactful music. I love the Beastie Boys, so I'll put Ad Rock in my list.
Yeah, they were more. I wouldn't give them like lyrical agility. They had fun party
They're
rhymes
party
that were
rappers.
catchy,
Yeah.
and that License to Ill album, phenomenal album. But
Paul's
lyrically,
Boutique was one of my favorite albums of all time.
But lyrically, they weren't doing anything spectacular lyrically. I'm trying to think of a white rapper who's doing something spectacular on a lyrical level. You know what? You know who I give credit to? Lyrically? What's the white girl from Australia?
Iggy Azalea.
Yeah. I give her a little something.
I was going to mention her, but I just thought you would kind of downplay her.
No, actually, because she can rap better than a lot of these white dudes, you know?
Yeah, I think what hurts Iggy is that she's Australian and she raps
rapping in a southern voice.
A black scent, essentially.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you turn the mic off and you speak to her and you interview her and suddenly the Australian accent comes back, you're like, well, why not just do the Australian accent?
Right. And that's the thing that hurt her career. Just like with the Beastie Boys. Remember, the Beastie Boys, they tried to dress like Run DMC early on. And Russell,
the first album, yeah.
Yeah, and Russell was like, no, take that shit off. And put on your dungarees, put on your jeans, just be white boys. And that was more authentic, and that's how they blew up. Just like with Eminem. I think Eminem might have been trying to do that whole thing as well, and I think Dre probably wanted him, hey, just rap about white boy shit. And that worked.
No, he was rapping about white boy shit before. Because I had purchased the Slim Shady EP before he got signed.
Okay.
And it was essentially the exact same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, like some of those songs made it onto the Aftermath album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he had already gotten into his pocket by the time Dre found out about him.
Okay.
And it was really like he embraced the white boy shit, the trailer park shit, the taking pills and, you know, beating up your baby mother.
Right. You know, because I've seen battle raps of Eminem back in the 90s, and he was doing the whole white boy thing, and it was working for him. He was killing dudes with that shit, too.
Yeah. Yep.
So that he used that to his advantage. You know,
he did.
That stood out.
He did, man. And, you know, he's had a hell of a career.
Yes, he has.
I mean, he's still charting to this day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.